10 minutes. So you could go inside.
Not even 10.
Well, but
I knew
that's
exactly
what
what
I'm
I was
saying.
looking
There's
for.
no compromise there.
100%.
It's her way or the highway, and that's it. And she's driving, so she's going to do whatever she wants, and that's why she's driving. So you can't make decisions.
And in this case, there was an infliction of an upset, like a unhappy feeling that she was having that she wouldn't allow herself to have. So they have to make the other person
yeah,
have that
they
bad
inflict
feeling.
their bad behavior onto other people to
Right.
compensate for their loss or their lack of accomplishment for that
Okay.
day.
So then once you know that,
It's
then you go, why did they do that? And then once you figure out that, oh, it's because they got damaged,
yeah.
then you have to decide, okay, so am I going to lash out back at them to get my revenge or whatever? Or now that I know, now I need to decide whether they're doing it on purpose and they're thinking out the nasty things that they do and calculating the evil head fuckery and other stuff, or
I think it's opportunistic.
are they
I
just
think it's
kind of
just
like a
opportunistic.
natural?
I think it just
They
happens
picked
for
it up
them.
from like family
I
nattering.
think they're able to take the dynamic in the situation and utilize it to their best advantage.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my thought would be, okay, so now every day that I'm with this person, do I have to wake up and pay attention to immediately exactly what's going on the instant I wake up and think about how this might be implemented on the rest of my day? Because that's a little bit much.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I'll tell you, the one thing that stuck out to me that was a little bit more disturbing than even just her actions were her reactions. Like when you walked into town for 3 hours and walked back. Okay, that would make me feel guilty that you did that, and it would be unnecessary to me. I have a conscience, so it would make me feel bad that I didn't but that would never happen because I would have just stopped. But that's not the point. The point of the matter is if it had gotten to that point, I would feel guilty. She didn't feel guilty. She felt annoyed that you disobeyed her, and that
That's
you
right.
went anyway,
I went.
and that you're an adult, so you could. And she hated that.
In my understanding of it, my comprehension, because I'm piecing my comprehension together because it's not. I'm building a new picture of her to interact with, because the one that I've been dealing with was not real her. It was a tolerable version of her that little me put together in my own head.
Oh yeah, we all do. We always do that for our
So-
parents. Yeah.
So now that I realize that I'm doing that, I'm like, okay, but I either have to tell her, sorry, I can't interact with you at all, or if I decide that I'm still going to, she's either doing it on purpose or she can't help it and it's unconscious. And if she can't help us and it's unconscious and I want to stay in contact, then it's going to be family Aikido for me. Like she's going to be coming at me with like automatic chops, and I need to kind of like dance them around and put their back there without getting my button pushed.
I think that's going to be a difficulty just because, and even just because you're not of the same personality. But I honestly don't believe she's doing it like with any pre. I think
she can't help it.
I think she can't help it, but I think that also she's
automatic.
been doing it for so long that it's one of those things that it's just a personality.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you have to look at your stepdad. That's her husband. So even though you could leave, she couldn't leave. So it's probably a little bit of a tug of war situation and losing her own identity. And she's always been afraid to lose who she was completely. So she's had to find ways to fight back and be
fought back super strong to make sure that never happens.
Yes, but she's fought back so strong that she's also pushed people away and hurt people she loves or love her.
Yes.
And I don't think that I think she's it's such a mechanical reaction for her that she doesn't even take into consideration because it's never crossed her mind.
Right. So Aikido is the martial art where you're trying not to strike directly back. You kind of catch their energy, and then you swing them around and try to get them back to where they started without anybody. And by the time they're back there, maybe they forgot why they were mad at you in the first place. Like you try to stop them. You try to help them not hurt themselves.
Yes, but I think that we can
So you
safely
gotta-
say that you're not going to stop talking to your mom. No.
But I have to know that now that I know this, and I've actually seen the example unfold where I could watch the steps, so I know it's not. I think this is what's happening.
But I know
It's like,
this
no,
is
this is exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So then I can go, okay, well, in that scenario, you got this parent, that parent, and then the kid. So then, once it's been happening, it's this. So then, once you've identified it and you're going to go forward, what would be the thing that the person in the kid position would do to go
Distract
back
his
to the
mom.
personality gym?
Distract his mom from the bad thing that happened in the first of the day, but something that's bigger than the thing they lost, I guess. Like something that you know that they would love and make them happy, but like completely selfless of you and totally selfish of them. Like something that they would like be totally like they would just forget about what they were deprived of in the beginning of the day, because that's it. It has to be bigger than that, because if it's not, then they won't be distracted by it from it.
She seems to, in the way that she talks and talks about the situation and what she's doing, she seems to presume that he's coming back
Oh,
and it's gonna be the same as before. Like he's gonna come back for the time in Canada and Christmas and whatever.
is he?
I don't know. We don't know because he's gone till November. So
Does she
that's
miss him?
That's again a question mark. That's
Oh.
that's a side tangent conversation we can have another time.
Is he a narcissist too?
For sure.
Oh wow, that's
He's-
interesting. They
he's
don't
a-
usually attract each other.
Well, that's why I think it's borderline narcissist, because a borderline and a narcissist, because the borderline is the asserter, and the person that they're asserting actually fits the world description that the borderline needs. So he's stabilizing
her.
her. So if she needs to be,
she's 80,
if she started out in the princess end of town,
she should chill out though. Really,
She has to
she's
s-
86 years old, and she should just take his money and like who cares? Like if as long as he leaves her alone and she can do whatever she wants, what
well,
does
that's
it
what
matter?
we're working on.
Okay,
That's what
maybe
we're working on.
hypnotism.
But I think there's a chance.
Hypnotism.
Just from the way, without saying all that, to try to make you listen to it all, but I think it's actually possible that
She hasn't thought of
people
that.
could, because what she did was call him out in front of everybody. You're fucking publicly busted, okay?
But she
So
felt
if
embarrassed.
if he
though.
comes back and he's like, yeah, so what? And she lets him, then all the uppityness about that me and my brother had to grow up in and what type of person you're allowed to be. Like, you're not allowed to be having fucking cheater girlfriends in fucking London while you're married to a wife. Like, that's, me and my brother aren't allowed to do that. Me and my brother aren't allowed to cheat on our wives.
Yeah,
But he just went and did that. So
yeah, but he also did it before.
but
as
he
well.
always, but he pretends that he's not, right?
but he always
so, but
pretends
now
everything,
that
Chris.
veil is off, there's an opportunity where it's like, what if you just be the guy you actually are, and we all interact with you as that guy rather than the pretend you. If you're willing to do that, if she's willing to let you to come back, then I can take her thing about herself, which is never let go of who you really are. You shouldn't be able to stomp out another person, because nobody, especially her overstrict dad, should not be allowed to stomp her out.
Right.
Well, that's true for everybody, right? That's why you're proud to be a Canadian. Yes, absolutely, she would say. And it's like, well, this is the thing. So, and life's a struggle, so that's your struggle, because it's a little bit of a burn to be the only girl with the two sons and the husband, and they're all tall and bigger than you, but you ruled them all. And
Yeah,
whatever. But you could rule them through manipulation. But this is the thing that I was about the
She's so
obedience
stuck in her way. She's not going to change.
or
that
cooperation.
part
I
of
was
her
like,
personality.
I'm here voluntarily. I'm not here because you manipulated me to be
Right.
here. Bill might be manipulated out of guilt to come back, or John might be manipulated out of guilt,
Does
or
she
whatever.
like painting?
But no, she gardens
Okay.
instead of he paints.
Okay.
But people, by cruelly exposing him so harshly, and forcing the actual truth of the situation, which the narcissism is always about the constructed,
Oh, I know.
asserted
I
reality
know.
of the situation,
No matter
right?
how much you know, you don't
So
know unless
she
you know.
has
So she knows.
fully supported his assertion of the situation up until now. But then this time, she just went public and
Yeah, because
smashed it right
he
down
got caught.
and said he's a total cat.
Oh, sorry. Because
It's
he got
okay.
caught. He actually got caught. And
Right.
that's different than her just making an assumption.
Yeah. So now that the reality is on the table and you threw it out there,
Mm-hmm.
it should be, if it's even going to be possible for everybody to come back into the room and go for Christmas with my brother's kids, for they get to see their granddad at Christmas, then people have to be like, it's okay for somebody to have done that, because I'm going to sit here and open my presents from granddad and not
Well,
be mad at him, so I can have a nice Christmas. So
he-
we're just going to say that's how the life is.
Yeah, but but
So people will get to be themselves, and you're not allowed to shit on people for being who they are anymore. And it's
Chris, it's not.
she let him
but
out,
it's-
so she's got to let my brother and me out
That's
of
not
the
going to
box
happen.
too.
It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. It is, as much as a double standard as it is, you're not going to be able to do anything about it because they're both so stuck in their ways. And he has all the money, so he has all the power, but only as far as your mom lets him. Like, that's my thing. Is that he'll come back in November, or whatever, stay a couple weeks, and then he'll be gone again. So who cares? Like, you know what I mean?
That's how it's always run.
Yeah, but that's awesome. And she should look at it like that's a gift and a blessing, and she
They
should
both
just
like
milk
their life
it.
like that.
Well, then let him do whatever he wants.
He's got his life in that town,
the fact that he's
or those
that
hotels
old and he needs
where he's
an
the hot
escort
shot
or
guy
something
flying
like
it.
that is a little tragically
Well.
pathetic. But at the same time,
But she has a whole life here where she's got enough time for
Right.
it because he's out of town, so she doesn't
Exactly.
have to be paying attention to her husband. She could go have life.
unless he makes her pay attention, which is ridiculous.
Well, he does when he comes back,
no,
but not
I
all
mean,
the time.
no, I mean
He's
by
actually still
I
pretty
mean
to
by
himself.
I mean by broadcasting. I mean by broadcasting that he has a mistress.
Oh, yeah,
By
no.
accident on. I don't know if that was by
But
accident.
how secret could that be in London? That's only a Canadian secret.
Yeah. But it only
So
has
whatever.
to be a Canadian secret.
So that's the type of. If that's
But
the way it is, that's the way it
You're
is.
never,
So that's how I'm working it.
You're never gonna get off on that one, but
I believe in the dream.
I believe in your
I
dream,
believe in the dream.
absolutely. But I believe to have hope for things like that. But I have to use the washroom desperately.
know.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.